Hello, YouTube. This is Glenn, and I am back. So, hopefully, you will like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Say it with me. Okay, well, we're going to get right to it, and we're going to talk about the elephant that is coming through the room. This is in reference to the Jehovah Witnesses. And this is something, I have a friend that's a Jehovah Witness, and he still kind of talks to me. So don't you tell nobody about it. But we were talking about something that was very interesting. And a lot of witnesses don't say anything about it. And this is a lot of your African American Latino brothers. They don't say too much about it. And this is of the upper echelon of the Jehovah Witness faith, the ones that are at the governing body. I mean, not the governing body, but at Bethel or Walk Hill. A lot of the ones that have some, seniority, most of them are white. And it's very white. No offense to anybody out there that's white. That I don't mean this in a bad way. But in the East Coast, like I have friends that I work with, and we talk about how we were raised. And a lot of the guys that didn't know much about witnesses, they thought it was a predominantly black religion. And I'm like, nah, man, they have a lot of white people. We have a lot of mixed races and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, really? I said, yeah. I said, just in this part of the country, you see predominantly black. So, or African American. So I want to be politically correct. But in our area, yeah, it's predominantly, in this area here, predominantly African American. Predominantly. And it's a lot of Latinos in this area now. So you would think all these years have been by that they would have more, like when you look at the JW website and they have the talks, they only have one person, like the South Park show, I want to say Token. They have one African American brother in the governing body, I'm not gonna say the governing body. The ones that are the top 8, there's one. Everybody else is white or of European descent. Because if you look at a lot of them, you will get the feeling that they might be German, Russian descent. Probably, I'm not sure, but that's the kind of vibe I get from them. And you just wonder why they don't have any other races. What you're trying to get me to see is that you mean to tell me that Jehovah, of all the 8 billion nationalities or people on the earth, he saw fit that 7 white guys and 1 African American, they have a direct link to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ. No other races, no Asians, no Canadians, no Australians, no other race, Indian, Asian, Japan, no other race but these 7 white guys, 1 black guy. I always had a problem with that. When you would look at their brochures, when they would show pictures of the angels, they were white. When they had pictures of Jesus Christ, he was white. So when I was little and my father would have the family study, I would raise my hand up. What do you want, Glenn? Why everybody white in heaven? Everybody. Where the black people at? African American, I'm sorry. Where the black people? Where the African Americans at? At the time, it was black people. And he was like, Glenn, I mean, is that important? I'm like, yeah. When I go to the Kingdom Hall, I see predominantly African Americans. But when I watch something that the witnesses print, it's predominantly white. Why is that? So I always kept those thoughts in my head. Even when I got older and I was married, the friends at the Kingdom Hall that I was going to, it was probably half and half with the race, your whites and your blacks. And so on Sundays, we would have a brother that would come in and give a talk, and he would be from the surrounding Kingdom Halls. So me and the fellas were playing basketball. I was probably about 24, 25. And one of the guys was like, hey, man, why we don't ever have any black brothers come giving talks? And I'm like, yeah, we do. They're like, when? So I said, well, let me keep an eye on that. So for the next 13 to 14 weeks, I wrote down every brother that came and gave a talk. And come to find out, it was like 15 brothers that came and gave a talk, and all of them were white. So we had the presiding overseer, I believe, at the time. At the end of the meeting, I called him. I said, "Hey, can I talk to you 1 second?" He's like, "Yeah." And we went to the back in the back room, and I said, "Can I ask you a question, man?" He's like, "Yeah." I've been noticing that all the people that have been coming give talks have been of the white persuasion. You mean to tell me there's no brothers that are, of different races that can come give talks? Is there anything, against that? And the brother was like, he didn't get mad. He was like, "Glenn, you know what? I'm going to look at that." And he said, "I apologize." He said, I just didn't realize what I was doing. And I have to give him credit. He took care of it. And from then on, we had a nice mixture of brothers coming to give talks. And then, we would joke around, and he would call me Little Brother X. Because I would always stay abreast of stuff like that. But you know what? A lot of witnesses don't say anything about it, but they have issues with it. If you listen to the music, it has no African or any other Brazilian or any other ethnicity, I think I said that word right, to the music. It is very, I guess I could say Caucasian or of European descent. We'll say that. And I always wondered about that. I said, so this is the music that we're going to be playing in New Order. I'm just wondering. And a lot of witnesses feel that way, but they won't say anything about it because they don't want to cause a problem. Well, I'm here to say something about it. Ask the brothers, why don't you have exact representation? Because the Supreme Court looks just like the governing rulers of the witnesses. You got one token. That's what it looks like in the society. One token. There's no other representation in the organization. Now, you have other branches around the country or around the world, African, India, Soviet Union. I don't know if the branch is still open or not. Canadian, Australian, you got other branches, but nobody is in that governing body or that ruling party, the ones that supposedly have the direct line to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ. So I'm just wondering, PMOs out there, extra witnesses, have you ever thought about that? If you did, please leave it in my comments. I'd like to hear what, if you ever asked somebody that had a little power in the Kingdom Hall and what they said about it, because it always used to be on my mind. And they never really, I don't know about now, but in the Jehovah Witness faith, you have a lot of interracial marriages. But they never really showed it in the watchtowers or the awake. So I wondered, did they approve it or they just didn't approve it? I just wonder. I'm just wondering what y'all thinking. All right. Thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, please leave a comment, say something, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the page. I'm trying to get that number. All right. Take care. Have a good day.